I'm going to actually try making this video again. Obviously, I know nothing about doing this, so we're going to see where it goes. Sorry if you've watched the first one and know how bad it is. And I wish I could figure out how to read comments if anybody is actually watching this on Saturday night, because I don't think I planned a very good day to have this hangout. I don't know. It's just crazy. Sorry. I just love talking about Pretty Little Liars. What can I say? Although this hangout is just not limited to it. If you have anything else you want to talk about, I'm game. Obviously, do a booktube thing mixed with my YouTube channel. So if you want to talk about books, go for it. If you want to talk about how much you hate your job, go for it. I hate my job. I so hate my job. Like my crazy hair, that's from having it pulled up at work all day long. So yeah, I am just trying to figure out a few things, and maybe we can get some people interested in this, and hopefully it works. So yeah, let's talk about what I was talking about in my original video, which I'm going to try and delete so nobody sees it, about who the M could be from in the closet, in the back of the closet. So we see in the promo for season 6, there is Arya, and I believe Spencer's with her, and they're looking in the closet, and it says, "He's going to kill me, M." Now, my mind immediately went to Mona, and like I said in my promo reaction video, if it was Mona, assuming she was snatched as soon as they went back into the dollhouse from being outside in the rain, she would know who A is. Because at the very end of 525, we see Mona walk into the vault and say, you know, "Oh, A has a soul." And all throughout that episode, she was referring to A or Charles as it. And then if they go back into the dollhouse, and the clip we see of Charles walking behind them is immediately when they go back in, then, and he snatches Mona, then she knows who Charles is, or at least the gender for her to have written, "He is going to kill me." You know, not they or whatever, something gender neutral. So anyway, another thing that a lot of people are thinking is that it is Maya, and Maya's just chilling in the dollhouse for a year and a half. Oh, that would be pretty crazy, right? Just hanging out in the dollhouse all by herself. I honestly think Maya is alive, but I would be really, really disappointed if she has something to do with the A-Team, if she is involved with that. I do think she knows who A is, and I think we actually got confirmation from either Marlene King or one of the other producers of Pretty Little Liars that Maya was not killed by A, but that they did try to kill her. So if that's the case, you would assume that she knows who A is. Just a crazy theory. Anyway, some other things that I thought of, other M's that we have in the show, which we have 2 more. We have Marianne Cavanaugh, and then we also have Melissa Hastings. Do I think it's Marianne Cavanaugh? I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Marianne. Let's get real. She died in Radley. She was pushed by the mentally unstable patient, or Jessica De Laurentiis, if you subscribe to that theory. Bethany Young. What the hell's going on? I'm getting an echo. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, and then Melissa Hastings. Do I think it could be Melissa that wrote on the back of that closet? Quite possibly. And why was it on the back of that closet? Is this like a freaking trip to Narnia here that we're having? Like, are they going through a magical wardrobe? what's going on here. Like, I really don't know. So anyway, yeah, this doesn't seem to be going well. So I might be canceling this hangout. I don't know. It just kind of sucks. It's very sad. I really suck at this kind of thing, so sorry. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know why that's happening. Okay. Yep. So this is pretty embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie that I don't know what I'm doing. What else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about, I really wish I had your guys' opinion because that would be lovely. I want to go ahead and talk about who I think A is. If you've watched my videos, you know that I think A was Ezra. After some recent things have come to light, I'm leaning more toward someone that a lot of people have been thinking it is for quite some time, and he has been a suspect of mine for quite some time, but it would be Ren. And I would be so disappointed if Charles is Ren, just because he hasn't been there. And I really want A to have been there the entire time, right under our face. Like, that would make me so happy. But Marlene King did say she met with Ren to discuss his future on Pretty Little Liars, which is really weird to me because why would he be brought back unless he has some huge thing to contribute to the story? Because they already have enough pointless characters. They have Andrew, they have Sydney, wherever the hell she's at. What's that chick at the coffee shop's name? Talia. They have so many pointless characters, so why would Ren be brought back only to be like another pointless character or somebody there just to support Melissa, because Melissa is already minor enough. So I'm leaning more toward Charles is going to be revealed as Ren, or Ren is going to be revealed as Charles, and I'm going to have my heart broken. I don't want that to happen though. Oh my gosh. But if you've seen Sorority Row, which is a movie, Julian Morris did play the killer, spoiler alert, if you've never watched it. And I know in Hollywood they do a lot of typecasting. So, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in an action movie, he's not really in, comedies or whatever. So Julian Morris, the actor that plays Ren, being a killer would be kind of his typecast. But then again, he was also in Once Upon a Time, okay? So he could be the prince. He could be the knight in shining armor that runs into the freaking dollhouse and saves Spencer's sorry ass. I would be really pissed if Ren is A. That is all I have to say on that. But I think that what they did was Marlene King invited Ren for that meeting, and she's going to make him A, much to the chagrin of me. But we know he's been working on other projects lately. So just in case Julian Morris, aka Ren, couldn't come back, I think they planted clues in the show that could have led to Ezra being A. Crazy, I know. I'm sorry. I'm also sick, so I apologize. Luckily, if you're watching from a computer monitor and you cannot catch anything. It's just a cough. I hope it goes away because I'm tired of it. But yes, I think they planted clues to make Ezra A, and in case he couldn't come back, but now that they know he can come back, it's going to be revealed that Red is going to be Charles. That tangent went on for a really long time. Oh my God, somebody's actually watching my Hangout. What's up, Michael? So glad you could pop in tonight. I know it's really weird to have like a Hangout on a Saturday night. And yeah, I was kind of bored and really wanted to do this, especially because Liz from Liz Life and I are going to have that hangout on Monday at 2 p.m. Central Time, promoting it yet again. So I wanted to get the feel of how this works, and I really am kind of sucking at it, to be quite honest. But yeah, I'm also running out of water, which sucks. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about, because I can go on and on about Pretty Little Liars, but I want some feedback. So, if people want to chime in, that'd be great. I'll talk about this. Should we talk about CeCe? Let's talk about CeCe. What the hell is CeCe's involvement in all of this? Like, I don't get it. Where does she come into play? Originally, I thought CeCe was going to be involved. I thought CeCe would have had the twin, because we did see CeCe in the black hoodie snooping outside of Ezra's apartment, but we also saw CeCe in the red coat, so maybe signifying that there were two of them, one on the A team, one in the red hoodie. I know this idea is not original, but it's an idea that I really liked a lot. And then after finale, I am guilty. I thought CeCe was going to be transgendered for a little hot second there. But now I think that either Ren or Ezra is the Charles De Laurentiis. Crazy, right? Anyway, sorry, I'm just checking on a few things real quick. Oh, okay. Let's move away from CeCe. I know, this is like an ADD hangout. Let's go to the actress that's going to play Kimberly Brown, supposedly Kimberly Brown, Dre Davis, however you say her name. So if you haven't seen it, there is a photo of her was circulating on Twitter of her with long blonde hair and the yellow top that Allie was wearing. I actually have it on my phone, so I'm going to pull it up for you guys. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not. Okay, here it is. And you gotta have to look really hard to see the yellow top. I'm not sure if you will be able to see it. No, you can't. Oh, maybe. Anyway, that's her. Trying to figure it out. Okay, well, anyway, I'm sure if you Googled it, somebody will have screen grabbed it, because everybody screen grabs everything in Pretty Little Liars. So I'm assuming that this is going to be Bethany Young, and she is going to pop back up being alive, because in promo for season 6, we see Spencer getting food from somebody through a little latch in the door, and the skin is too light to be Mona, but the hair is too long to be Allison. So it kind of leads me to believe that it is going to be Bethany Young, who is Charles's sister that was placed for adoption or what have you. And who do we think is in the grave? If Bethany Young is very much alive, do we think that somebody somebody completely random? It could be Maya. Maya could be dead, but I really highly doubt that. Okay, so assuming Sarah Harvey is in the grave, which I think is the strongest possibility, who the hell is in the barrel? Like, the remains were evidently human, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But they were human remains, but they were so decomposed. So who was it? Was it Eddie Lamb? Did he go have a meeting with Ezra and then just Eddie Lamb got the boot from Pretty Little Liars. That would make me very sad because he didn't trust Ren, and then he had a meeting with Ezra, which he supposedly didn't show for, and then it's just gone. Hi, MDF Gamer. How are you? Thank you for joining in this evening. I also want to mention, I kind of lost my train of thought, actually. Do we think that, oh, geez, what was I going to say? I had a really good thing. Man, does that ever happen to you guys? You just kind of lose it. It's been a long day. I worked all day and then I had to go shopping, and I was just like, please shoot me. Please, please. Anyway, back to Pretty Little Liars. I digress a lot. Okay, what do we think happened the night that Allie disappeared? Let's talk about that. Because, yeah. I think that, let me be more specific about it. We know that CeCe was wearing the yellow top along with Allison, okay? And Bethany, assuming Bethany was wearing the same yellow top. We know that Allie did give Bethany a yellow top, and we don't know if it was the same one or a different one, just a yellow top. But assuming it was the same one, why? Like, what was going on? I had an original theory that Allison knew someone. Well, obviously, Allison knew someone was after her, and she kind of got CeCe on board to say, all right, you're going to help me out because you're a tough bitch and you can watch my back and help me figure this out and act as a body double for me. Also, that leaves Bethany unaccounted for. Did Allison really give her that top? Here's where it gets kind of weird. I thought for a minute that Mrs. De Laurentiis might have given Bethany that yellow top when she was in Radley, and knowing she was going to escape or get out somehow. I think I was in the from Pretty Little Liars wiki of people that it can't be because they were all at Wilden's funeral, as was Black Veil. But that would be awesome if Black Veil were Ashley, just because I love her. But also, it just seems like Black Veil is someone that is protecting the girls. Don't ask me why. I just think that Black Veil is a double agent. They know who A is, and they're trying to accumulate all this information so they can take them down once and for all. But they're trying to watch over the girls and keep them safe at the same time. And that, to me, screams the mama bear of the show, which would be Ashley Merritt, because Wilden even referenced her one time as Mama Bear. Sorry. So yeah, I think that it is Ashley. It could also be Maya. That would be insane. Maybe Maya knew. You know what I mean? Okay, Blushing Beauty 63. Doesn't it sometimes annoy you how much they drag on PLL? It's my all-time favorite show, but I just can't wait anymore. I need to know who's been doing all this and why. Oh my God, I totally agree with you. I freaking get so pissed off at this show. My sister actually started watching the show. I think her first full committed episode was season 4, episode oh, 24. I think that was the finale. Yeah, I think it was 24. A is for answers. I don't know why I didn't just say that. And, you know, obviously since that time, she has not seen Ren. So if they make Ren A or Charles, she's going to have no idea who the hell this is. We haven't went back and watched it all yet, but really, like, I think she watched the pilot with me one time, and she might have seen him then. But after A is for Answer, she obviously watched all of season 5, and just watching that one season, she's like, I don't know how you do this. This is driving me nuts. It is driving me nuts because I'm a very impatient person, and I cannot wait. Like, I'm the kid that always peeks at the Christmas presents. Yep, that's me. Hey, Nikki Lovebug123, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining me. I don't know why my phone is buzzing. Oh, okay. That is awesome. Sorry, guys. Yep. All right, let's see. I don't have my glasses on, so this is kind of really bad. Anyway, I want to know who you guys think Charles is, because I've been going on and on about it. I just get, please don't say Andrew, because I will be so pissed. I do think that Andrew is the guy or the person that beat the shit out of Mike and shot arrows at the car. But I think Andrew is working for a higher good, the greater good, if you will. I think he knows. Okay, so if Ezra is A, which I would do a backflip for because I was so pissed off with his storyline, I think he knows something's up and doesn't trust him because Mike was in Ezra's car. All right, so he's going after them, trying to protect them, if you will, and sees Ezra's car and then starts shooting at it. And it's dark, and Mike is built. Well, Mike's built, and Ezra's kind of scrawny, so I don't know how that would work. But maybe he got it confused, and then he just had to keep going with the charade. But yes, I definitely think Andrew might be actually on the good side, and we definitely got that hint that he was a tracker in the 525 in season 5 finale, and he was like, frontiersman or whatever the hell you want to call it. Um, and I think that might signify that he can be the only one who can actually find the lair. What do you guys think about that? Sorry, it's like, I know I'm pretty scattered. I'm all over the place. I can't help it. Welcome to my mind. Welcome to the everyday mind of me. It's a pretty scary place to be, isn't it? My eyes are playing tricks on me. I'm sorry. Hi, Ina Fina. Thank you so much. That was so kind. She said she likes my channel, loves my channel so much. I really appreciate it. What part of the channel? Do you like Pretty Little Liars? Or do you like reading? Or do you like Pretty Little Liars and reading? Because that's me in a nutshell. So, how do we think it's going to work, this whole time jump that we're getting from season 6A to 6B? We're supposedly getting that 4-year time jump. I'm sorry, I keep fidgeting my hair. It's a mess. Where the girls are going to be supposedly done with college. What the hell are they going to do for a season and a half? Because evidently we're getting Charles presented to us on a nice little platter by 610. Evidently. Guys, this is crazy. Why are we trusting a word that Marlene King freaking says anymore? I don't. I don't trust one peep out of her mouth. This lady is a notorious liar. Yes, I love her, but shoot, she created the Pretty Little Liars. Well, actually, Sarah Shepard did, but Marlene King contributed and drug this on forever. Okay. so much. Ink. And our dad came in from out of town and was like, we want taking her out to dinner, and he's like, let's talk about what happened with Sean's car. And she makes that comment. She's like, are you gonna scream at me here so all the neighbors can see me take my medicine? Okay, this is a random question, but why was she taking medicine? You know, the way she said it about having her father scream at her and then having to take medicine would imply that she has some sort of anxiety disorder or something along those lines. But why? Like, what's going on? I don't know. Another thing, do we think Arya, I'm sorry, I'm back in season 1. Do we think Arya has a role to play in the A-Team at all? Because when Hannah was eating the cupcakes with the little Hefty Hannah pig cupcakes, she was doing it to earn the money back for her mother. And Arya was the one that showed up and said, go wash up in the bathroom. And that is where she found the money. So that's really weird that A would put the money in there, because what if she didn't even go to the bathroom? Who knows? This show is so confusing. But no, I don't think we're going to have all our questions answered in just 10 episodes. Okay, I know, you love Pretty Little Liars. That's great. So, who do you think Charles is in Black Veil? Because that's the other main mystery we have. And what do all of you guys think is going to happen for a season and a half? Like, I know we're going to get the mystery of another missing girl, and in my opinion, that's going to be Sarah Harvey, just because it's the obvious choice. And I think she's in the grave. You know, the cops can't F it up so bad every time. Man, these cops in Rosewood, I'm so disappointed. I thought Tanner was on point, but then her refusing to listen to anybody about anything, and then finally seeing Mona like, oh, she's alive. Well, yeah, you dumb bitch. She's alive. She's been alive. She knows who A is. You guys mark my words. I know Mona knows who A is. I'm sorry. I think so. And especially if it's Ezra. Please let it be Ezra. I can't stress that enough. I would be so pissed if it's Ren. Those are pretty much my only 2 suspects right now. If you guys have any other suspects you want me to hit on, or can convince me why they might be A, I would be really, really appreciative to hear them, because I don't want to get in this tunnel vision, but there are so many clues that point to either Ren or Ezra. Another theory that I heard that I really enjoyed was that Ezra and Ren are working together, and they could supposedly be the twins that we get so much reference to. I haven't done enough research into that. I don't think it's going to be the case, because the girl that plays Jenna, Tammin Susik, or whatever, completely creepy without her glasses on, by the way. And I believe Sasha Piersa both said that it is going to be a twin sister. So who do you think has the twin? That's another good question. Or do you think they're just bullshitting us like they always do, and saying there's a twin, and it's really just trying to drum up interest for the show? Because I do love the show, and I'm not going to stop watching the mystery, but I've heard they've lost a lot of viewers, and I kind of see why. You know what I mean? Not getting any major questions for 5 seasons is really annoying. And then getting the question of, oh, well, Charles is A. Well, who the hell was Charles? The mime? Who is going to figure that out? Okay, Ina Fina says, Emily is my suspect. Ooh, that's so good. Emily is so, that would be amazing. If one of the girls were involved, I hope it would be Emily. That would be so awesome. Just because she's supposedly the weakest, out of all the girls. Her or Hannah would be my favorite. Yeah. Because there was a lot of things going around, a lot of repeating numbers in the show with the 214 thing. And isn't 214 when Emily supposedly joined the A team, like kind of faked them out, but what if she really did join it? Like, that's crazy. I know. It seems like I heard a brief mention of that a while ago, but I don't remember where. So I'm sorry, guys. I just really don't remember. But yes, Emily would be so awesome to be A. I like Emily's dad, the little action hero. Scaling school buildings. That guy is badass. So if you guys think that one of the girls is involved, which one do you think it would be? And which one would you want it to be? If one of the girls is involved, I think it would be Aria. But I for already, I really recommend you checking out my Ezra and Ren videos. The Mysteries of Ren Kingston is my video about Ren, just because I'm not 100% convinced he is A. And then my Ezra is Charles video. Anyway, a lot of thought went into those. I really hate allergies, so they suck pretty bad. Anyway, what should we talk about, guys? Thank you guys for joining me on a Saturday. I really appreciate it. It's so awesome that you guys could come. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Lovebug123. I really appreciate your support for my channel. Okay. Blushing Beauty 63 says she thinks that Blackveil is either Bethany or Ashley. Totally, for sure, on the Ashley train. I didn't think about it being Bethany. Could it be Bethany? Yeah, it very well could. Why do we think that Blackveil had the burned alley mask on? Do they maybe have an injury, or was that just significant that they were at the cabin fire? I think it was that they were at the cabin fire, but it could be that they have an injury and they're trying to hide it. I don't know. Fina says, you know what, I think that they just twist your fucking mind and just laughing at our reactions. I really want to know who the hell is A. Amen, me too. This is pissing me off. I can't handle it anymore. It's driving me nuts. And then Blushing Beauty 63, I think it would be Arya because nothing ever happens to Arya. Okay, here we go. We can finally talk because I forget what I say in my videos sometimes. And this is really hard because I've never done one of these before. So I really appreciate you guys bearing with me. I agree about Arya. And I think that Arya is related to Charles, and that is why nothing ever happens to her. Regardless if this more fits with my Ren theory. So if you want to hear more about this, check out the Mysteries of Ren Kingston video that I did. But we have heard reference of two people with mental illness in the show. Ren's dad and Marion Cavanaugh. Okay. And then actually, sorry, there's Scott Montgomery, Byron's brother, right? So what if Scott Montgomery and Ren's dad are one and the same person? And Marion Cavanaugh is their mother. So Marion Cavanaugh and Scott Montgomery produced Ren and Bethany, and their brother and sister. Kind of crazy, but this would explain why the picture of the family was in Arya's bedroom. I didn't get that because I've always thought if one of the girls had a connection to A, it would be Spencer. I mean, it would make sense because her dad is putting his thing in everything in the town, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I mean, shoot, he could compete with Mrs. De Laurentiis. But why was that picture in Arya's room? Could Scott be the dad of that photo? Pretty crazy. I don't know. A lot of speculation also that I've heard lately is that Scott could be Charles, and you know he could be the one torturing these girls. I honestly don't think that's the case, and here's why. I think Charles has to be somebody younger, like the Ian, Melissa, Ezra Red age, because we were told. So yeah, gotta take that with a grain of salt. But we were told that we would see Charles in the finale without the hoodie or the mask. So this is obviously referencing the little boys. So I don't think it could have been the person filming that video. I don't know. Could Scott have been filming the video? Not too crazy to think. Because wasn't Mrs. De Laurentiis living in Atlanta? Didn't they move back when Jason was 12? So why is she there? The only thing I can think of was she was there seeing family, okay? Because she just had a newborn, maybe. If it's Allie, she just had a newborn. If it's Bethany, the kid's not hers, and she's visiting family with Jason and Ren. But if it is Allie, why would she come back unless there was family involved and she could be related to Marion? Even though in her obituary it did not say she had siblings. Mrs. De Laurentiis was on the board at Radley, so she could easily alter that stuff. Easily. In a heartbeat. All right, so let's just hit a refresh button here. Blushing Beauty 63. Sorry I'm commenting a lot, but I just love your videos. You have the best theories and explain your theories really good. Thank you so much. And it is okay if you comment a lot because I like talking about it and you are really giving me stuff to talk about. So thank you. And thank you all. I really appreciate you coming to this Google Hangout. I know it's a bit random, but I'm sorry. Okay. I think that's it for now. I'm trying to think of like other really awesome theories that I had, but my mind is kind of a blank, so we'll see if anybody's saying anything. Let's talk about why Mona, I think why Mona knows who Charles is. and has known from the beginning. And so while I just talked about Scott Montgomery and the theory fitting with Ren being A, let's shift the perspective and let's go to Ezra being A. And this would be Mona's working with A, okay? Okay, so I think that Ezra started this whole game. Regardless of who it is, let's just say this first. Regardless of who it is, I think Charles, let's just call it Charles for the sake of my mental wellness. I think that Charles started the game, set up this elaborate game, and had to wait until Arya got back from Iceland to make things start happening. And they didn't know how to go about it the right way necessarily at the time until they met Mona, who stumbled across Allie's diary, I believe, sitting out on the curb as part of her garbage from when Maya moved in. And apparently she became A that day. So I think that Charles stumbled across Mona and realized that this was a very, very vital asset that he had in his hands. So he gave her the money and the funding and the idea for this whole A game and said, here you can get your revenge on the girls while helping me out. Now, when Mona went to Radley, A stole the game, or Charles stole the game back because he was afraid that maybe Mona would have let something slip. Maybe she would have just shut him out. I don't know. But whatever reason, he snipped the cord and let Mona go. The way that she could be seen as being working with A, if it is Ezra, or Charles, if it is Ezra, was back in season 1 when they were doing that play, The Badass Seed, or the episode, The Badass Seed, but they were doing the play, The Bad Seed. And she makes the comment of, I'm having trouble figuring out who's bad and who's evil. And Ezra makes the comment, I think you'd know the difference, Mona, but let's ask some of your classmates, and calls on Spencer, who's undoubtedly one of the smartest people in that room. So why call on Spencer when saying Mona already knows the answer, unless Ezra knows more about Mona than he's letting on? Then there's also that really creepy meeting that they had outside of the brew, I guess it was, with the double entendres. I don't know what was going on. I don't remember what was exactly said, but it was like, don't threaten me kind of stuff. Another thing, shadow play. Why was Mona at Ezra's apartment? Mona could very well know that Ezra is Charles. Just say. And yeah, there's also when she's in Radley and she's holding the Queen of Hearts card in her hand. Queen of Hearts being from Alice in Wonderland, written by Lewis Carroll. Correct? No, wrong. Written by Charles. His real name is Charles, if you didn't know that already. So another connection to her and Charles. Very interesting. Yes. So, blah, 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 blah. Do you guys think Mona knows who it is? And is she actually being black? I was fixing to say blackmailed. Is Mona being blackmailed? No. Is Mona being blackmailed to help Charles if she knows who it is? Or is she kind of working with them for her own purpose? All right. Anyway. Nikki Lovebug123. I think Maya is alive. I think Maya's alive too, girl. I really do. We don't really know what happened to her. And just the fact that she kind of poofed out of nowhere, and then Nick St. Germain tells Emily, oh, well, what do you think happened to her? Or what do you think? Something along those lines, leaving it very ambiguous. Maya's alive. Either that or Maya has died this horrific, gruesome death and plays some sort of central. Her death plays such a huge role on the show that it cannot be revealed right now. But no, I think Maya's alive. Do you think that the M in the back of the closet was M for Maya, that he's going to kill me /M? Because that's the theory that a lot of people are liking right now, that it's going to be Maya. All right. Give my throat a minute to rest. All right. Anna Fina says, I think that Charles changed his sexuality to a girl and he was jealous of Allison, and that's why, one, Jessica D always had new clothes in Allison's room for who, and two, Jessica is protecting someone. Maybe it's a son that's a girl. Yes, I admit that I thought that they were doing the transgender theory after the finale for a minute. But here's my question to you. Okay, I'm not discounting transgender, even though I do think that somebody said they are not going that route. I could be wrong. And Pretty Little Liars lies all the time, right? We know this by now. All right, but here's my question to you. If they are going transgender Charles route, why would Charles dress as a man in the Pretty Little Liars season 5 finale? You know what I mean? Like, he's at the prom in a tux. He specifically gives Mona, who's dressed as Allison, the queen, and he takes the king for himself. So why would he do that if he wants to be a girl so badly? Because I don't know any transgender people, but if they are transgender, wouldn't they want to fully assimilate themselves into a new kind of culture where, like, okay, say it's a boy transitioning to a girl. Wouldn't they want to fully drop any ties to male and become fully female? But yeah, that's a really good comment, because I've had a lot of thoughts on that myself. And it would explain the 2 yellow tops. Why did they have 2 yellow tops? You know what I mean? Could one have been for Charles? Maybe Mrs. D wanted it to be a girl. And it was like, no, mommy. Or Aunt Jessica. Or Jessie or whatever. Or maybe it was for Bethany, which if she discovered them that young, if it is for Bethany, you would think there's a connection, a familial connection between Jessica and Bethany. But who do you guys think the yellow top is for, the second yellow top? I don't know. And I think that maybe the other part to that question, maybe why she kept Allie's room so full of clothes, is because she was always holding out hope for her daughter to be alive. It is kind of weird, though. You know what I mean? Jason, I feel, definitely knew that Allie was still alive. What do you guys think about that? Do you think Jason knew? Because I think 100% Jason knew Allie was alive, and maybe that's why when he said he was in rehab, he was really out looking for Allison. That could be a possibility, and wanting to bring her back. Okay, that is a great point about her protecting her kid, because why would Mrs. D cover up for whoever hit Allie? Obviously, she saw who it was, so it had to be somebody that she was close to, that she wanted to save and protect. So why cover up for anybody other than a kid? You know what I mean? Even if it was Peter Hastings and she was madly in love with Peter Hastings, why cover for him? Like, why not say, There's the guy that hit my kid over the head. Unless she just hated Allie so much that she really didn't care, which is always a possibility because Mrs. D is kind of a calculating lady. It's kind of creepy. Do we? Who do we think killed her? Is it Charles that killed her? Or could it just been a minion? Do we think the actual Charles killed her himself? And speaking of that night, I want to know who shot Toby on the roof? Because I don't believe it was shot for 1 minute. Who shot Toby? Yeah, Toby was on the roof, guys. Who shot Ezra? Who do you guys think shot Ezra? Do you think it was Shauna? I mean, I'm not going to judge, but let me know who you think shot him on that roof. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, Blushing Beauty 63 said, I think the M is for Toby's mama. She didn't say mama, but yeah. I like that theory. Do you think she's still alive? Do you think maybe they smuggled her to the dollhouse? That would be pretty crazy. Marion Cavanaugh and like maybe a body double in her place. That is the thing. Like even when people say they die, even when people supposedly die on Pretty Little Liars, nobody's dead. Like I'm so glad they brought Mona back. But come on, who's gonna pop up next? I just feel random little sidebar. Even though I think Maya's alive, I would feel cheated in a way because it was powerful when we figured out that Allie was still alive. But then Mona's still alive. And Maya, I think, is still alive. So nobody dies on this show. What's going on? Like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't trust a word they say anymore. And I'm questioning if Ian is even dead. Even though we didn't see his body. But still, he could have been drugged with the gun in his hand. All right. Kay Ferrer, please let me know if I'm saying that wrong, says, who do you think could be the twins on Pretty Little Liars? Okay. I wish I could answer that question. I really do. It's so hard to speculate on that question. I don't know. I think it's a female character. Okay, wait a minute. Sarah Harvey and Bethany Young. There you go, right there. Twins. I know, I think Sarah's the girl's age, and Bethany Young is like 21. So Bethany really couldn't be anybody's twin. And I do believe the twin is going to be a girl. I've always thought CeCe had a twin. Don't ask me why. I guess from what I was saying earlier with CeCe in the black hoodie and then CeCe in the red coat could signify two different CeCes. Yeah, she would be my strongest. Cindy and Mindy, I definitely think they could have a twin. Sorry, couldn't resist going that route. And speaking of twins, okay, why on earth did Jenna and that bitch that I hate, I can't remember her name, Sydney. Sorry, Sydney. Why were Jenna and Sydney dressed exactly alike when they went to the eye doctor? You guys remember that? Twinsies much? You know, like, what do you think was going on there? Do you think they could be the twins? I don't know. And who pulled up to meet them with Mona? Like, who was the other person there? Because we never got the answer to that. Pretty crazy. But yes, well, I don't know why they could have been dressed alike at all. Okay. All right, Ina Fina says 2 yellow tops. Remember when Allie's mom said that if Allie says that she found 2 yellow dresses, Daddy's going to be mad. Maybe Allison's dad doesn't even know about Charles. Yeah, I totally know what you mean. So maybe she had 2 kids and gave one away. Even though I'm not sure. Do you think that they would go with an Allie twin? I would feel cheated if they did because it would be exactly like the books. But it could be a possibility. Um, Another thing about people not knowing things, which I'm so glad you brought that up, even though this is a little unrelated. Remember when we were learning more about Ezra and back in season 1, and Arya's parents were going through that big split, and Ezra said, "My parents cheated on each other for years and didn't break up until I was 12." I just found that really weird because, okay, if they're okay to cheat on each other, what was the straw that finally broke the camel's back? Was it Mr. Fitzgerald finding out that Ezra was not his kid and leaving Diane? Because I would leave Diane too. His mom is crazy, like just nuts. But why be okay with cheating only to break up for something else? After years of cheating, years, what's going on there? So many unanswered questions. And I honestly think that sometimes the writers of the show think that we'll forget things. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that was such a minute detail. Okay, but when you have a show like this, you have to go back and think of every little detail because I have watched so many theory videos and there are so many good ones out there, but then you have one little detail that doesn't fit anywhere. If this is in every theory, you could literally sit there and say, this is so great, and everything could make sense except one point. So why are they not going back and rewatching these episodes and seeing what the hell is going on? Beats me. And also the fact that they kind of made they go with fans, like what the fans think. I like that a lot. I think it's great. But then again, it kind of like takes away a little bit. You know what I mean? They were going to make Toby original A. That would have been amazing. But then Spoby fans took over, so they decided to make Mona original A. Huge Spoby shipper, so, well, former-ish Spoby shipper. Now it's Halem all the way. But why would they do that? I'm so glad that they like got away from the book and did not kill Toby off because that would have been really, really heartbreaking. But why would they? I don't know. Why would they listen? Why would they listen to the fans? Why? And like fans love Ezra together. You guys, I'm just not feeling Ezra. I'm sorry. And they're supposedly endgame. Yay, I get that, but oh, please make it stop. Like the 7th time they broke up, I was just like, just stay away. Just stay away. You know who I really want to be a? Noel freaking Khan. That kid has not been around in a minute. He needs to be there. Stat. I mean, he just showed up in 424 finale. 424 finale. That was like repetitive. He showed up in season 4 A's for Answers, and Allie said, "Oh yeah, well, you know, he's got his own stuff going on. He's got his own secrets. Whatever she said exactly. I don't remember. You'd have to get my sister in here. She can quote anything verbatim, like a movie, a TV show, even if we saw it 10 years ago. It's crazy. But anyway, what did he have going on? Like, what was he trying to hide? Whole season never mentioned Noel. Where's he at? Busy, like, learning how to run Rhode Island from his dad? Because doesn't his dad, like, own half of Rhode Island? Or all of Rhode Island or whatever? Oops. Okay. Blushing Beauty 63 wants to know, who do you think killed Toby's mom, and who do you think is sitting in Allie's room in the promo when Toby is there. I think that, okay, who do I think killed Toby's mama? That's a really hard one. I have two candidates. I think maybe it was Bethany Young, because the mental patient was supposedly there, but she's not my strongest one. Jessica De Laurentiis, if she didn't do it, she knows what happened. I have absolute certainty she knows what happened. So yes. Maybe it was also Charles, because I don't remember when Marion died. Do you guys remember a year? Would any of you be able to tell me? Because if she died before the show started, she could have been killed by Charles, who was in Radley. I don't think CeCe killed her, even though CeCe went to Radley and pretended to be Allie. My strongest theory would be that Jessica killed her, or had something to do with the death. That's a really hard one to say, because supposedly Marion's death is going to play a bigger role in the show. So it's really hard, to speculate on a big detail like that. But who do you think killed Toby's mom? Let me ask you your own question. Okay. Let's see. She also said maybe Charles is recreating that night so he could show the girls what happened while they were drugged, since Aria has the pink streaks back in her hair and Allie's in the woods wearing the same outfit as that night. Ooh, yes, I would love that, because I want to know what happened from that night so bad. You have no idea. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a recreation of that night. Maybe we'll get some answers in the first episode. Oh, I'm getting my hopes up, guys. We have less than a month to go, and I'm just so excited. I'm like, yay, we're going to find out. Starting in episode 1. No, it's going to be episode 8, and we're going to get a little trickle of answers. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just going through some comments, making sure I don't miss anything. Oh, totally forgot to answer the second half to your question, Blushing Beauty. Who do you think is sitting in Allie's room in the promo when Toby is there? Maybe it's the obvious. Maybe it could be Allie, because I don't think it's going to be Charles in the black hoodie. It could be Bethany. You never know. I just swallowed a whole piece of ice. But maybe Allie's it's about time you got here. Let's do this. I don't know, though, because Allie was going through the woods. Ooh, this is a good question. Who could be there? No. Because I really want to see him back. Because that's so wrong of me. Whoever it is, I honestly don't think it's Charles. It could be CeCe, actually, because we know she's on the run. She's wanted. And I think if she could get involved, she could actually really help these people if she is working for the good side. And Toby is one that could easily be reasoned with over Tanner, who didn't even believe a word that 5 other people were saying to her until she saw Mona herself. But I think that if it was CeCe, she could say, hey, Toby, we need to figure this out. Allie's told me some information about what's going on. And, I need your help because you have insider knowledge. Does that make sense? I'm trying to figure out who would be in Ellie's room. And CeCe is like the closest I can get to who's in there wearing a black hoodie. Because Jason wouldn't be wearing a black hoodie in his own house. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be Charles, because I would be really disappointed if my cat just jumped in a box. If Toby's the first one that unmasked Charles, if you will, because I heard somewhere that it was going to be Spencer, but I'm not 100% sure. If you guys heard that, let me know. So yeah, I think that it will be CeCe. And if it is Charles that has like come to get some information and kind of well, and I'm going to give a few more minutes to my computer not wanting to freeze. Um, it is so weird doing this live, but you guys have no idea. I really had a great time tonight, so thank you guys so much for joining me. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Okay, Kay Marie, I'm sorry, I just saw your comment. How do you talk on the chat? Are you just answering these questions from the comments? Yes, I am, because I've never done this before, and this seemed like the easiest way for me, so I am just refreshing my YouTube every couple of minutes. So that is how I'm doing it that way. Yeah, and maybe when I talk to Liz this weekend, she can tell me if there's an easier way to do chat so I can be prepared for Monday. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it for now. All right. Blushing Beauty 63. I agree with the whole Ezra thing. I am so sick of them. Amen. Whenever they come on my TV, I'm always bored because it's the same thing over and over since nothing happens to them. Thank you. Like they had like something interesting, a little going on with the whole Malcolm thing, but then it's not even his kid. And I'm just like, I'm over it. And that's another reason that a part of me needs Charles to be Ezra, just because they're like, okay, well, Ezra's bad. And then it's revealed that he's writing his book. But there are so many questions unanswered about what's going on there that I just felt like the writers thought the fans of the show were stupid. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Ezra might not be Charles at all. I could just be wishful thinking. But he did have cameras everywhere through town. So he would know something. And when he went to see that lawyer, James Nealon, and he said, he was absolute certain that Mona was alive. How would he know that? And then he supposedly just left without finding information after threatening him. It doesn't work that way. Ezra knows more than he's letting on, and it really makes me mad. All right. So I'm just going to scroll through. All right. Ina Fina says, Ren is Charles. Ooh, this is a good comment. It's long. Oh my goodness, it's so long. Okay, Okay, number one, let's start off with the fact that the actor who plays A does not actually know they are A. Yes, I have heard that, and I agree with that. Julian, who plays Ren, is going to be returning in season 6, but lately he's been busy with other projects. Most of the cast knows A / the story of A, so it could very well be someone who hasn't been on set in a while. He could be coming back as Charles, and he just doesn't know it yet. No, okay. Totally agree with that, because why would he be coming back for season 6? Why? Number 2, Ren told Hannah that his father had a mental illness, and he also told Spencer that he himself is OCD about his bookshelf. In the dollhouse, there's a bookshelf, and it's pretty well organized. Good point. But there's also the same train set that Malcolm played with in Ezra's apartment in the dollhouse. Number 3, also at the end of 525, Charles just stands there in front of Spencer and doesn't hurt her. Maybe because it's Ren. We all know he loved Spencer. Damn it, it's a good one. Okay. Yeah, that's true. But it could be Jason because it's his half sister. You know what I mean? I like your point, so I'm not trying to disagree with you. I'm just trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate if I can here. Okay. These are really great points. Really great. I really appreciate them. Number 4, Charles is the name of a British king, and Ren is the only British character on Pretty Little Liars. Number 5, the liars tried to crown Charles king. Ren's last name is Kingston. That's a good clue. Yes, it is. I agree. Number 6, in episode 410, Ren drew a drawing of a woman in a red coat at a barn, and it looks like 2 boys in the background of the drawing, just like the flashbacks of Jessica at the barn with the 2 little boys. He did indeed. And there was also that drawing of the train that looked really similar to the drawing of what you're talking about. The train in Ezra's friend's cabin, who was out of the country, I think. So it could have been Ren's cabin. Number 7, Charles is 7 years older than the girls, around the same age as Melissa, Jason, Ian, etc. Ren is the same age as them, just another possibility. It could be Ren. It very well could be. Number 8, Charles stole the game from Mona while she was in Radley in season 3, just when Ren started working at Radley and had connections with Mona. Yeah, I see that point too. Older facts. Number 9, Ren and A like the same choice of vodka. 10, Ren is very rich, so he's capable of being able to do everything A does. Ezra is too. Sorry. Okay. 11, a lot of A's purchases are in Philadelphia, and Ren has a place there. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That one is really good. I have never heard that one. That was a good one. Number 12, in season 3, A changed Mona's ability to have visitors. Ren could have easily done this. Yes, he could have. And I think he did, even if he isn't Charles. But yes. 13, see how easy it is for me to get your blood? Pretty easy for a doctor. And there's the whole Mona played with dolls, I played with body parts that we all know about. Number 14, he has access to medical records / supplies that we sometimes see A has. Oh, yes, all super great points. So thank you so much for bringing those up. I really appreciate them. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to do a couple more minutes on this Google Hangout. So if you have any last minute questions, please go ahead and get them in now, because I really need to stop talking for the night. Yeah. I really appreciate all of you who joined me. It really meant a lot. Let me just refresh here. Pause that so the video doesn't come back on. Blast my eardrums off. Okay. I can't believe I was talking this long. It's pretty crazy. But yes, if you guys haven't already, I really recommend you checking out Liz's life. Her channel is great. She does Pretty Little Liars theories and recaps, and she's, has great theory videos. After the finale, she was doing an amazing project trying to figure out who was all in that video. And it was like several parts. And I love watching Pretty Little Liars theories. So if you do videos, let me know down below. If you know any good YouTubers, shout them out. That would be awesome. I also watch a lot of PLL Freaks 13, The Book Ball, of course, Sam. There's a whole bunch of people. But yes, if you want to do videos, now's the time, because we're going to find out so much stuff in season 6. I hope you watch. It's going to be nothing. But yeah, I really encourage it. It's a lot of fun, and I really like interacting with you guys and being a part of this community. It's really, really a great time. All right, so about a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to get off of here. I'm like, Stephanie. Blushing Beauty 63, you're welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Even though this hangout was a really long time. Okay. All right, so we have time for about maybe 3 more questions. And I think I found one. Okay. Hey, Ashley. Welcome. Sorry you caught me just at the tail end of it. Ashley wants to know, what do you think about the idea of Charles being transgender, and if the show will go that way? I do not think it will. Excuse me. I believe they already have mentioned that they will not be doing the transgender route. But if they were transgender, I would be okay with it. I mean, that would be a twist. But like I mentioned earlier, I don't see being a boy that transitions to a girl and then goes to their own prom to get crowned king and dressed as a man. You know what I mean? Like, if you're transgender, I think you would want to drop all associations with the male identity and turn into a female. Like, I'm on my sister's computer and I don't know where the refresh button is, so I keep having to go up top and hit it. Okay. So, Ina, Mona is still A. Yes, ma'am. I could not agree with you more. That is amazing. Mona is still A. I'm going to read it all. Just giving my throat a minute to clear. I totally just lost the comment, Ina. He just said Mona's still A. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Ooh. Mona is still A. Marlene said, this is Ina. Marlene said A would be unmasked at 5:25. Mona was unmasked when she took off the alley mask. Oh, I don't remember that. Oh, yes. Wow. Marlene said this A stole the game from Mona when she was in Radley. Lucas was in a good position to do that, and he was doing some A-type stuff for her in season 2. Lucas used to give the impression of a younger boy a lot of the time in season 1, and a lot of A's ending scenes include dolls, clowns, toys, candy, piggy banks, barns, etc. We know the girls used to refer to Lucas as Shim, so it could be possible that Lucas was helping Mona plan her death. I agree. To pin her murder on Allie and put her in jail. And he was the one that we saw that Mona seemed afraid of. coming through her room in a black hoodie and a blonde wig. Okay. I don't. Okay. Okay, I can see that. Yeah. Could it also be somebody that Mona was genuinely afraid of, though? That's what I want to know, because she seemed like shocked, if not afraid. She's like, "What are you doing here?" You know what I mean? Okay, Charles could be a group: Mona, Jason, and Lucas. This theory isn't focusing on whether or not Jason has a twin, but on why he would be A. We all know Jason has always been secretive and didn't let many people in. Especially in season 2, no one was allowed in his house or in his shed, which conveniently contained a dark room with pictures of Arya all over it. That supposedly Allie took, but I don't believe that either. Allison never mentioned having a dark room, and why would she take pictures of Arya? That's true. And why are the girls never asking Allie a thing? You know, like all through season 5, not one thing. Um, Jason was a part of the NAT club. We see all. So why wouldn't he go along with the others and watch these girls? Also, he is quick to pin Mona's murder on Allie, like Spencer gave him the little push he needed to make sure he didn't seem like a horrible person. Okay? Earlier in season 5, he stared at Allison while she was sleeping. Why not just welcome your sister? She's been gone over 2 years. Also, Allie was really mean and spoiled. Maybe he was tired of her getting what she wanted. He stayed close to Spencer, but stayed as far away as possible, only talking to her when he wanted something. Jason could also be someone Mrs. D was protecting. Why else would she bury Allie unless it was someone close to her? And when Jason was in town, she died because she knew who hurt Allie. He was in town. Who else would she be protecting that's important enough? I agree. A writer said that A loves and hates Allie at the same time. Mona hates Allie, but what if she was so jealous of her popularity that she wants to become her? Okay. Okay, wow, great. I really love that theory. I really, really like it a lot. That was a lot. Wow, thank you. That was so well thought out. So yeah. Oh my goodness. This Google Hangout is going on for overseas. That's even better because you get a chance to watch it like give time. I'll talk until I get my this is very sad. Oh, okay, okay, here we go. All right, now we're in business. Okay, So I think that is it for this Google Hangout, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here on a Saturday night and putting up with me being crazy and kind of scatterbrained this evening. And if you have any theories or anything you want Liz and I to talk about on Monday, even if you can't be there, let me know in the comments down here. Let me know on Twitter at PLLChick8811. So thank you guys so much. And I hope to see you Monday. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.